want to put it to you. Do you believe that he's 100% innocent, or do you simply believe there is enough doubt about the evidence that led to his conviction that should prevent an execution taking place?
Well, I think that both would be grounds for halting an execution. That is the ultimate punishment. It is irretrievable. Most of us are horrified by the notion of someone spending 20 years, 30 years in prison only to be discovered later that they are innocent. Imagine taking someone's life. There is no way to correct that. I will say to you that I have spent hours with Mr. Troy Davis over the course of the last few years. He is a man of deep faith. Even on Monday when I met with him, he talked about this being a journey, a spiritual journey for him. He maintains his innocence as his pastor. I believe that. But the question for the criminal justice system is not, have we proven that he's innocent? The question is, have you proven that he's guilty? And clearly the state has not. And that's why we continue to get these incredible stays up until the last moment.
I mean, it's an agonizing time for Troy Davis, whichever side of the argument you take. I mean, do you know, in terms of the practicalities of his evening, had he had his last meal and was he prepared for execution?
I do know that on the last time he received an execution warrant, he refused his last meal. I spoke earlier tonight with his nephew, an incredible young man whom Mr. Davis has mentored from death row, and he said that his uncle said that he would refuse his last meal again today. He has continued to insist that this is not his last meal. I must say to you that he evinces a faith that is just amazing, even to me as his pastor. I was there to encourage him. He inspired me, and in a real sense, whatever the outcome tonight, he's rallied the world, and I think caused all of us to rethink the death penalty. People who were for the death penalty today, I think will have to rethink this tomorrow. This is a watershed moment unfolding right before our very eyes.
Can I ask you, do you believe the death penalty is ever acceptable under any circumstances?
Well, as a Christian, as a man of faith, and because I believe in the best of America, I am opposed to the death penalty. But the extraordinary thing about this case is that people who are supporters of the death penalty, the likes of William Sessions, former head of the FBI, Bob Barr, a congressman from Georgia with whom I disagree about 95% of the time, has gone public saying that this execution should not take place. We live in a sharply divided partisan time in which Democrats and Republicans cannot even agree on the debt ceiling in the midst of an economic crisis, yet Bob Barr and Jimmy Carter believe that Troy Davis should not be executed. Clearly, the state of Georgia needs to pay attention.